Hi everyone, I hope you're well. This is Selina. Welcome back to one of my videos. If you're new to my channel, welcome. My name's Selina and I release a crochet tutorial every week. And this week I'm bringing to you this beautiful winter headband. It's really easy to crochet, and as you can see it features a beautiful knit-like stitch which is so pretty. The free pattern is as always available on my blog selinaveronique.com. The link is in the down bar. And so for this project I used one skein of Drops Air, and this is absolutely lovely. It's the first time I've used this yarn and it's so soft and amazing. So this is a medium 4 yarn, which is also an Aran weight yarn, and it is a 50-gram ball, and the contents of the yarn is 65% alpaca, 28% polyamide and 7% wool, and it's a really fine type of yarn, and it's really great for winter in this project because it's really warm because of the wool content. So this is the yarn I used. You will also be needing a 5mm crochet hook, as well as a tapestry needle and a pair of scissors, and that's it. So I will be using US terms with British terms in brackets, and don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. That really helps out my channel. And if you are interested in more crochet, feminine crochet content, just head over to my Patreon page. The link is in the down bar. And without further ado, I'm just going to jump into the tutorial. Okay, so to begin this tutorial you will be making a slip knot. So just go ahead and make a slip knot, pop your hook through and tighten, and once you've done that you will be chaining 65. So just go ahead and chain 65. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so I've chained a smaller sample, but you should have 65 chains. I'm just going to zoom in slightly like so. And so now that you have your 65 chains, what you are going to be doing is counting 1, 2 and 3 chains from the hook and place a half double crochet into that. So to create a half double crochet, wrap your yarn around your hook, go into the chain, pull up a loop. You have 3 loops on your hook. Take your yarn and pull through all 3 loops, and that creates a half double crochet, and the first chain 2 at the beginning counts as a half double crochet. Now you are going to be popping a half double crochet into the next chain and into the next chain, and just carry on placing half double crochet until you reach the end of this chain, and then I'll get back to you to show you row 2. Okay, so I've done row 1, which is a row of half double crochets. So now for the next row, so for row 2, just chain 1, and this is going to be the beginning of the pattern. Turn your work, and this chain 1 does not count as a stitch but as a turning chain. So now for the next row, what we are going to be doing is placing a half double crochet in the front loop only. And so the front loop only is this loop here. So when we do our half double crochets, usually we would go through these 2 loops, but we're not going to go through either of these. We are going to be going through the front loop here. So what we are going to be doing is going through this loop here at the very front of the stitch. So I'm just going to place my hook back here, and place my first half double crochet in that loop. So take your yarn and go through that stitch, well, that loop, pull up a loop. You have 3 loops on your hook as you would for a half double crochet. Take your yarn and go through all 3 loops. Now go into the second stitch in the same place and place a half double crochet into that. Go into the next half double crochet and just carry this on until you reach the end of the row, and then I'll show you how to finish off this row. Okay, so I've almost finished this row. This is what it looks like, and to finish off this row we need to go through the last stitch, which is also the chain 2 from the previous row. So just go ahead and place your last stitch into that, and this is what we should have. And so that's the back of the stitch. The front is this, but for now that's where we're working. Now chain 1, turn your work, and this does not count as a stitch, but it counts as a turning chain. So going forward we will only be using turning chains. So now what we are going to be doing for row 3 is placing a half double crochet row in the back loop only, and so the back loop is this loop. So as I said previously, usually we would go through 2 of these loops, but for this part we are going through the back loop only here. So for this row that's what we are going to be doing. So take your yarn and go through the back loop only with a half double crochet. Obviously we will be only placing half double crochets throughout, and just go into each and every stitch across to place a half double crochet into those in the back loop only. And I've almost finished, so I'm just going to carry on until I finish this row. And obviously this is the last stitch here. There we go. This is my last stitch, and this is what this knit look stitch looks like. So now what I am going to be doing is chaining 1, turning our work, and we are simply going to be repeating row 2. So just repeat row 2, which is to go into the loop at the very front of the stitch with a half double crochet. So just go ahead and do that. Place half double crochets into the front loops like so. There we go, until you reach the end of the row. And obviously your rows will be a lot longer. So I finished mine, so I'm just going to finish my row like that. So this is what this row looks like. Now chain 1, turn your work, and again we are simply going to be repeating row 3, which is to go into the back loop only. So just go ahead and place your half double crochets into the back loop only of these stitches like so. And for the rest of the rows, this is how it's going to be. It's just going to be alternating these 2 rows over and over, and you should have 13 rows in total. So just go ahead and repeat these 2 rows that I've showed you until you have 13 rows in total, and then I'll show you how to create your headband. Okay, so this is what we have, and so this is the front where you can see the stitches. So you can see the knit-like stitches, and this is the back, which is the back. And so now what you are going to be doing is flipping this like that to the front, folding it over lengthwise like this. You are going to fold this piece here like that, and that piece here like this. So now that your project is folded like this, you are going to twist one side like so to create the twist. And so now we are going to create what I call the sandwich effect, is when we pop the two sides together like a sandwich to sew it in. So I hope this is clear. So just pop this part inside the other part like that, and try and make it as, I'm just going to zoom in a bit. There we go. And try and make it as neat as you possibly can before you start sewing. So I'm just going to start sewing as best I can. So I'm just going to go through, we need to go through the 4 pieces. So just make sure that they are quite well aligned, and that you go through all 4 pieces when you are sewing the project in. So this obviously is the inside out, so it doesn't really matter what it looks like, because this is going to be on the inside of your headband and no one's going to see it, so it doesn't really matter if it's not neat. So just sew this in until you reach the top here, and then I'll show you what to do then. Actually, I'm just gonna go and sew it in up to the top here, and once I'm at the top I'm just going to go down again just to make sure my headband is nicely secure, and then I'll get back to show you how to finish off this project. Okay, so I've been up and down a few times. I just like to have my project nicely secured, and now I'm just going to tie a knot just to secure this. I'm just going to go back in with a second knot, but I don't think it's even really necessary. And now I'm just going to go in and out and fasten in this loose end like so, and I'm going to snip off this yarn like so. So here we go, this is the completed project. I'm so happy with the result. I absolutely adore it. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and don't forget to leave me a comment. Thank you so much for watching. See you next week. Bye bye.